October through the 19th, you can play a round of 18 holes of golf with a cart for an amazingly low $35. Experience Northern Michigan's autumn backdrop firsthand and take advantage of the best course conditions in the North when you book your tee times today at shantycreek.com. Shanty Creek Resort, 90 holes, one incredible destination. shantycreek.com.
Score Lions Thanksgiving Day tickets in Jay's Sporting Goods Touchdowns on Turkey Day giveaway. Jay's Sporting Goods in Gaylord and Clare are giving you the chance to score a pair of tickets for the Lions Thanksgiving Day game at Ford Field against the Packers November 27th, plus a $50 gas card. Stop by either Jay's Sporting Goods location in Gaylord or Clare to scan the in-store QR code or go to q100michigan.com and register to win. You can register once per day and have until midnight on Sunday, October 26th, with the winner being announced live Monday, October 27th at 1 p.m. on our sister station, Q100 Michigan 100.3 WQON. There's no purchase necessary. For complete contest rules and details, click the Jay's Sporting Goods Touchdowns on Turkey Day graphic on the UpNorthSportsRadio.com homepage. From 101.1 WGRY Up North Sports Radio.
It's time for the Northern Michigan High School Sports Scoreboard Show on Up North Sports Radio with your host, Rich Calkins.
In Gaylord, dedicated to providing the best customer service and best offers, JimWarningChevrolet.com. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And an exciting Week 5 action has pretty much finished up. A few games around the North today. But joining us, one of those exciting games took place last night with Traverse City St. Francis.
Oh, boy.
Traveling to Kingsley. Did not disappoint with St. Francis winning an exciting one, 21-20. And Josh Sellers from St. Francis, the head coach, is joining us now. Josh, you knew you were in for a battle, and, man, what a game it was down at Rhodes Field.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's always good to be with you on a Saturday morning. Yeah, it was way too exciting for my taste. Scoreless halftime, which I don't know how many high school football games you go into the halftime locker room 0-0.
Right.
But there we were. Kingsley dominated the first half. We ran 3 plays in the first quarter. That's it.
Wow.
Maybe a dozen plays in the first half for us. And so Coach Wurr and the Stags executed their game plan flawlessly.
Yeah, but Coach, also with you only getting 3, your defense must have played really well on the other side then.
Well, we bent a lot, but we didn't break.
Yep.
And, I think there were 3 fourth down conversions for Kingsley on their first possession, which spanned the first and second quarter. But ultimately, our kids stepped up when they needed to and made the stops on defense.
Yeah, Coach. A lot of chunk plays, but like you said, didn't break. That offense, you faced it plenty of times. It can be extremely effective and grind out a lot of clock.
They were coming off a huge victory over Boyne City last week, and it was a 38-6 win that they beat Boyne City at Boyne City, and it wasn't even that close in my opinion. I thought that Kingsley just kind of rolled in that game, and so they had a lot of confidence coming in. Their only loss in the season was a 1-touchdown loss to a much larger Gaylord squad. Yeah, it's having a great year right now too. So we knew that we were going to have our hands full, and we didn't come out of the locker room to start the game with the right intensity and the right mindset. But in the second half, I was so impressed with our kids and how they came out and responded in the third quarter.
Yeah, Coach, because, you guys were coming off that blowout win against Grayling last Saturday, winning 64-7. And so do you find, Coach, is it a little harder when the high school kids are coming off a win like that was, relatively easily? Again, no disrespect to Grayling, of course. I'm an alum. I get it. But you guys really took care of business. But then, trying to get them to focus the way you need them to against the Kingsley.
One of the lessons I've learned from going to coaching clinics over the years, the one, I guess, presenter that stands out in my mind is one presenter said, you're not trying to beat the coach on the other sideline. You're trying to beat the 17-year-old kid who's playing middle linebacker.
Right.
And so, but that also applies to your own players too, that you need to understand that these are, young men who are still learning life. And I didn't get them ready to play. And to their credit, at halftime, they were able to pull it together, and they did a great job in the second half. Things got a little hairy at the end. We were up 21-6 with 2.5 minutes left, and then a whole cascade of events occurred. But ultimately, we had two of our kids make a great stop on a 2-point conversion to end the game.
Oh, that's pretty amazing, Coach. Like you said, for them to be able to flip the switch against such a quality opponent like Kingsley really says a lot about your team.
Yeah, we just talked at halftime. There was some interesting conversations to begin the halftime, but then at the end, it was, hey, we got to come together. We're going to work together. We're not going to point fingers. We're going to go out there. We're going to give a great effort, and we were able to do that, luckily, and pull out a win against a great opponent.
Coach, who do you got next?
Well, the road doesn't get any easier. We host Boyne City this next Friday. It's a doubleheader at Thurlby, which we have once a year. We're the 5 o'clock early game for homecoming. So that's going to present a whole nother host of issues.
Sure.
In terms of getting our kids focused on the game first and then the dance the next evening.
Yeah. Coach, you have Boyne City, then you had to close out, you got Pontiac Notre Dame, and then also Jackson Lumen Christi. So like you said, Coach, none of those games are going to be easy.
Yeah, we're right in the meat of our schedule.
Yeah.
This started this 4-game stretch that all the coaches were kind of looking at, and Boyne's kind of a wounded animal right now, so that's very dangerous. They've got a ton of talent. Coach is going to have them ready to go, and then, like you said, we go to Notre Dame, so it's a 4-hour trip to Pontiac, and then we host Lumen Christi, who's another one they're 2-3. They might be the best 2-3 Division VI team in the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an incredible schedule, and Notre Dame Prep seems to be down just a hair as well, Coach, to the outstanding standards that both Lumen Christi and Notre Dame Prep play to.
So it would, first glance, you look and you're like, oh, well, they're not going to be a tough opponent.
Right.
They've got a quarterback who won a state championship last year. He's a college prospect.
Yep.
Right. They have a linebacker who, same thing, same story. Yep. So we won 1 week at a time, right? So we're focused on the Ramblers first of Boyne City, and then we'll kind of turn our attention to the Irish and the Titans.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, Coach, and you've coached long enough, Josh, that whenever teams, again, overall they may not have the record that they were hoping for, but if they have quality athletes, quality football players on that other side, anything can happen.
Absolutely. And honestly, guys, our focus on a weekly basis is on us because we can only control what we do in practice and how we play. So we're just going to try and get better every week.
Yeah.
Coach, we had Coach Wurr on last week, talking about their game and then leading up to this, and he had so many nice things to say about your father.
Well, I tell you what, I was very touched. One, before the game, Tim came over and expressed his condolences, and Jason Morrow, who's the co-head coach there too, and defense coordinator. And then in a very classy move before the anthem last night, Coach Wurr took the PA mic on the field and just was effusive in his praise for my dad and our program, and I really appreciate that. So a tip of the cap to Tim, number one, Coach Wurr, and then the whole Kingsley community.
Yep.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, that says a whole lot, like you said, Josh, about that community. Good for them, and well deserved too.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well, Coach, you're sitting atop the Northern Michigan Football League with you're 2-0 in conference. You're 5-0 overall. Boyne and both Kingsley at 2-1. So if you can take care of business against Boyne next week, you guys are obviously setting in a good place.
And that was the message before the Grayling game. It was, hey, guys, we're in our second season, right? We're in our conference season now.
Yep.
And this conference is going away at the end of the year, so why don't we be the last conference champions? Sure. And let's not leave it to chance. Let's go ahead and beat Grayling and beat Kingsley and if we can go out there next week and beat Boyne City, then we can be the last Northern Michigan Football League Legends Divisions champions.
Coach, I know it's a little early, but where would you guys end up playing when the playoffs start?
Well, if we are able to take care of business, we want to be able to host as many games as possible.
Right.
Being in Division 6 is a little bit new for us. We've been there before years ago, but Calumet dropped a couple close ones the last couple of weeks. Kalkaska
yes.
5-0.
Hey,
look out for the Blazers, baby.
Hey, Coach, we got Jeremy Wilkinson joining us right after you, Coach.
Perfect. Jeremy, I love Jeremy. Jeremy's the guy who, when he was a player there, they were winning. When he was coaching there his first go-around, they were winning. And now I'm happy to see him doing that again.
Yeah,
100%. It's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now they're in our district. Calumet, we'll see if they can hang on.
The Copper Kings.
The Copper Kings, absolutely. and then Boyne City is much an opponent. So
okay.
We're going through the handshake line last night, and I got to Coach Wurr, and I said, we'll see you in a month.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be there, too, right in our region.
Yeah.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah. That's a loaded district potentially there for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Josh. Well, we really appreciate you joining us. When we were texting yesterday, you said you hope to join us after a win. You got exactly that in a close one. But congratulations on what's been accomplished thus far, and best of luck against a good Boyne City team and closing out the rest of your schedule. We'll be in touch and talking again.
Guys, a few more gray hairs after last night. It's worth it. But,
it's okay. It's okay. Gray's all right, Coach.
It is.
I appreciate you guys having me on all the time, and look to talk to you soon again. Thanks.
All right. Josh Sellers from Traverse City, St. Francis.
Yeah, kind of a surprising game byline down there in Kingsley.
Yeah, for sure. I was texting our halftime. The West Midland game, no score up until 0 time on the clock in the first half. West scores a touchdown in the corner of the end zone. So finally the first score is in. So very relatable. But and then defensive struggles back and forth, and with the Kingsley St. Francis game. So that happens, man. It's like we always use analogies to stuff like maybe a heavyweight boxing championship. Kind of the first few rounds is kind of a feeling out process of what they're doing, what you're doing, and then make some adjustments at halftime and come out. And obviously St. Francis came out on top with the big win.
Yeah, as we said yesterday during the Sportscape show, a lot of tea leaves are being divined now, and that was an important win for West.
Oh, yeah. It sure was, for sure, in that very competitive Saginaw Valley League, because Mount Pleasant just continues to roll. Midland Dow they took care of Central.
Yeah, I thought that game would be closer.
I did,
to be
too.
Honest with you. Midland, Mount Pleasant looks to be the real deal.
They do. They absolutely do. And they're getting they're the number 2 ranked team in Division 3. So, they are getting all kinds of attention. That's for sure. But, it's going to be a good one. And as we told Coach Sellers there, that we're going to have Jeremy Wilkinson from an undefeated Kalkaska team.
Yeah, they opened up a can last night on Joburg.
The Cardinals there, a couple of, like we've talked about, they were so good for so long, but then struggle in the past few years.
Yeah, numbers are down there, and we kind of threw it out there yesterday. Maybe it's time I'm sure some people are talking about moving that program to 8-man. I would love it. That would mean that Joburg and Gaylord St. Mary's would start playing again.
Because that was such a rivalry.
Such a great rivalry.
Yes.
So hopefully, we'll see. Maybe their numbers are coming back up. That some teams delay doing that.
They do, absolutely, because they combine, Johannesburg and Lewiston together, and so sometimes you get a bigger class together and all that. So, all right. When we come back, we will have Jeremy Wilkinson from the undefeated Kalkaska Blazers. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick, GMC in Gaylord.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howley, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Football season is here, and there's no better way to kick it off than in a new Chevy from Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Score big with a new 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT with Turbo Max for as low as $196 per month. Go long with legendary power and grab the 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT with a 5.3-liter V8 for only $346 a month. Two great trucks, one winning drive. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by in Gaylord at Jim Wernick Chevy. Chevrolet, together let's drive. See dealer for details.
Think you know football? Go head-to-head for prizes with the Traverse City Record Eagles' own pro, senior sports writer James Cook. Pick your winners for every Sunday NFL matchup at record-eagle.com. If you beat James, you'll be entered to win a weekly prize from our Record Eagle sponsors. Make your picks each week, plus get contest rules and details at record-eagle.com/NFL Pick'em. Can you show up one of Northern Michigan's most trusted sports voices? James Cook's NFL Sunday Pick'em at record-eagle.com.
Has a sports injury slowed you down? Hi, I'm Dr. Grant Carey, an orthopedic surgeon at Munson Orthopedic Institute. Specially trained in sports medicine and an athlete myself, I'm committed to helping athletes like you recover from debilitating injuries. Are you ready to get back to your favorite sport? I'm here to support your recovery with expert care. Visit me at Munson Orthopedic Institute in Prudenville, where I'm accepting new patients. Get started by requesting your consultation at munsonhealthcare.org/MOI.
Get cooking with Skillet. Saturday, November 29th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort with Michigan's own Pop Evil. Tickets start at $59 and on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Party and play at Soaring Eagle Casino with Skillet and Pop Evil Saturday, November 29th. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Kick off the season with winning deals from Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord. Right now, lease a 2025 GMC Sierra Double Cab for just $199 per month, or step it up to a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab for only $225 per month. These are 24-month, 10,000-mile per year leases and come with just $19.95 due at signing. Visit GMCCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord today, where we are professional grade. See dealer for details. Tune in to Finding Fairways on 101.1 WGRY on Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Brought to you in part by Twin Birch Golf Course in Kalkaska. Check them out at twinbirchgolf.com. 101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you this morning. And joining us now for the first time is Jeremy Wilkinson, the head coach of the Kalkaska Blazers. And Jeremy, what a turnaround you've got going on with that Kalkaska program, humming right along at 5-0. JC. Okay, we got to get Coach going here on the phone here in just a second, and so get them rocking and rolling. Okay, here we go. Now we got Jeremy Wilkinson from Kalkaska. Coach, we weren't able to hear your end of the bargain here, so you've really turned around that Kalkaska program, Coach, gotten them at 5-0 and starting to get a little bit of attention from the writers all around the state of Michigan.
Yeah, like I said, it was, it goes out to the kids. We got a lot of experience that are back. I mean, large group of seniors, but even our juniors, they all started games last year. And numbers-wise, we don't have a ton of kids, so it's, most of our players are playing almost every single play offensively, defensively, and special teams. But, you know, we've been able to get the job done.
Yeah. Coach, I remember meeting you. I used to call Grayling games for 12 years when we were there for a basketball game, and we set up by the weight room there, and you were in there spending time with the kids, you know, back then. This is about 10, 12 years ago, and you were, you know, in there making sure the kids are lifting, and you got that beautiful facility there, so it really sounds like it's paying dividends.
Yeah, you know, definitely. I mean, you just can't, you know, have success in a sport, you know, from, you know, pick up a ball or you know, get on the field. You know, the first day of practice. I mean, it's a year-round thing.
It is, exactly, Coach. That totally for high school. It used to be you'd go into the summer, you would have the 2 weeks of training, you know, in the sweat of August there to get in shape. Well, nowadays, if you don't come into seasons in shape and done all your lifting and stuff, you're so far behind everybody else, you just can't compete then.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, you got 7-on-7s, you got camps, you got all kinds of things that are going on, and you know, the season, it seems like it's pretty long, you know, 9 weeks, but it's really short once you get going on things.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, you don't have time to waste to try to get your body in shape.
Right. Now, Coach, talk about some of the kids that are in your program right now, what's led to the turnaround, and who's some of your leaders here?
You know, obviously, your skill guys, you know, I mean, they're the ones that are getting all the credit, all the yards, all the touchdown stuff. But, you know, the kids up front, right now we're starting 4 juniors and 1 senior on our offensive line. But every one of those kids, with the exception of one, Cole Scarborough, started for us last year.
Okay.
You know, and going into this year, we were looking at, you had high expectations because, you know, our line was going to be predominantly 3 seniors and 2 juniors and all kids that, you know, that started for us last year at some point. And, you know, we switched some things up and, you know, our line, it started to click now, you know, where we need it to be. But, you know, it starts with them, you know, opening up holes for our backs and stuff. Our main ball carriers right now are my son Hunter and Nolan Seidelman. You know, we give them space, they're going to score. You know, they're athletic, they're fast, and that's kind of how it turned out last night. I mean, we ran 9 plays in the first half and put up 35 points.
Oh.
He had 201 yards. Nolan had 2 touchdowns. Hunter scored 2 touchdowns. On the ground, he had a passing touchdown to Jackson Shetler, and then Hunter also returned a punt there in
Wow.
you know, last night's game. But
Yeah.
I mean, you open up holes for those guys, and they can score from any part on the field.
Coach, a track meet broke out in the first half.
Well, a one-way track meet,
yeah,
unfortunately, for
just,
Joburg.
Like I said, I mean, we ran nine offensive plays.
Wow. No, that's impressive. That's
We've been
efficient.
talking a little bit about Joburg, Coach. Have you heard anything about them maybe kicking it over to 8-man? I know they've had a rough go of it the last few years.
Oh, I wouldn't expect it. I mean, they had
Neither would I,
over there at the JV game Thursday night. I mean, they had 30 kids.
Okay,
I mean, 20
wow,
freshmen.
there you
So,
go. All
So
right.
numbers wise, I mean, it's turning around for Joe.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that update, because, like I said, the last 2 years they have not been the Joburg of tradition.
Yeah.
And they're young.
Yeah.
You know, they're young, so I mean, I think, you know, I've been in the same boat. You know,
Right.
we've
Sure.
had young teams, and you're going to take your lumps. And those kids are going to grow, and
Yep.
you know, they're going to put in the time, and they're going to get better.
And it's so important, Coach, as you know, when you've got a young team and you're kind of getting beat up physically on the team, is not to let the kids get discouraged and look to the future. Things will get better if you just keep putting the time in. And obviously, right now, you're obviously a team that's paid dividends for.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, you know, and it's just trying to keep the kids focused and keep battling, you know. I mean, you get better, you get in the weight room, be around in the off season, watch the film. I mean, things are going to get better, you know, as they grow, you know, and that's the main thing. It's tough when you are getting, you know, thumped all
Sure.
the time and you're getting beat up to to, keep grinding. But, I mean, that's kind of life. You can't just quit when things get tough.
Well, yeah, and, it's kind of like feast or famine. If you have a couple really bad years where you're not winning, you win a game, it gets reflected in the numbers in your junior, middle school stuff, and kids don't want to come out and play for losers.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I mean, you just keep battling and keep the kids, try to keep them as positive as you can, and keep working to get better.
Yeah. Coach, we heard James Cook told us that you guys are moving into a new conference next year. Is that right?
Yeah. So right now, currently, with all the other sports, we're in the conference, but football, they will be starting up the conference next year.
Okay. Yep. So then you won't. You'll have some built-in games then again, Coach, because you were always part of a league years ago. Went independent for a little bit, and I wanted to talk about some of the games you've had so far, Jeremy. Pretty much all close games this year with the Elk Rapids, the overtime game with Oscoda, and then last night was the first true blowout that you had.
Yeah, and the first few games we really didn't play well, and that's we shook up our offensive line to try to get more consistency and stuff. And I think right now that's what I said. We got it clicking. Last week with Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart, I mean we jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and we're like, all right, well this is the team that we were looking for, and then they came out offensively and gave us some looks that we hadn't seen and weren't prepared. So it kind of took us a little bit, into the second half to, make those adjustments. But I mean, second half at Sacred Heart, we played well offensively, and I think a lot goes to making those changes on our offensive side.
Yeah, and Coach, East Jordan, Mount Pleasant, Sacred Heart, both of those teams have had really good teams the last couple of years. So credit to you guys playing that tougher schedule and still coming away with some wins.
Mm-hmm. And Oscoda was a tough team. I mean, their quarterback ran for 245 yards against us. I mean, he carried the ball 30-some times. But, I mean, he was just a beast, and defensively they were aggressive. But, I go back to the kids, that we have in the past where we've gotten down, things just would have snowballed on us.
Right.
And it hasn't. We got down to Oscoda and came back with the overtime win. And East Jordan, we got down and we came back, for that 24-20 win. And then even, last week against Sacred Heart, we were 14-14 at the half. They came out the first play, took it 68 yards, and, we went down. And like I said, in the past, we would have, kind of put our heads down and, wouldn't have finished the game, but the kids battled back, and, we pulled out all three of those games.
Yeah, no, we've been keeping an eyeball on you, and thanks so much for coming on, Coach, because obviously what you're communicating to the players is working.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the atmosphere and stuff, and everybody around town are excited. I mean, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, 5-0 for the first time since 2016. That happened to be the last time that we made the playoffs. But I mean, there's a lot of excitement around here. And, this week it doesn't get any easier. We got Glen Lake coming into town, so I mean, this is going to be a huge game, and just trying to keep the kids focused and stuff. That's the key.
Yeah,
that's going to be a huch crowd because Glen Lake travels.
Yeah, that's a good one, Coach. Of course, I think they had a bye last night, so I think they've had a couple of weeks to prepare for you, Coach. So
look out,
be ready. But that we are going to name that's going to be our Saab matchup of the week right there with Glen Lake coming to your home. You guys got homecoming out of the way last night, right, Coach?
Yep.
Yeah, so good.
Yep. Homecoming last night.
So kids can stay focused on football a little more next week, and it's really been a lot of fun. I talked to the athletic secretary, Jeremy, this week, and she just, she was so excited about what you guys are doing and everything, and she said that you were actually listening to the show last week when I said, hey, I got to get a hold of the Kalkaska coach there to have Jeremy Wilkinson come on. So I'm glad you were listening in. We appreciate it, Coach, and we hope you're a regular visitor.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had it on before, listen to Coach Sellers, talk and stuff and give praise and stuff. It's, again, I mean, we're probably all going to be Division 6. So,
yeah,
I mean, you got Boyne, you got Kingsley, you got Traverse City, St. Francis. Hopefully, we can keep playing well and get into the playoffs and stuff. I mean, great for Northern Michigan.
Yeah, no doubt. You won't have to travel far.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's
no, but you're going to have tough competition. That is for sure.
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed. That's for sure. That's a deep division
up
north here.
You got Kingsley coming up anyways. So
yeah, we do at week 8.
Yeah,
we have Kingsley here.
And then Boyne to finish out the season.
Kingsley's going there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Protect that home field, Coach.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, definitely, and like I said, I mean, keep the kids grinding, keep them focused, and hopefully stay healthy.
Yeah,
a lot of people rooting for you, Coach. It's
thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see Kalkaska back on the map in football again, Jeremy. It's a lot of hard work. So congratulations again. We're going to have you on here in a few weeks again to talk about some Blazer football.
All right, thank you. I look forward to it.
All right,
Coach.
Jeremy Wilkinson from the Kalkaska Blazers, 5-0. Great start for their season.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, that's super cool.
They're getting really lucky to have both Glen Lake and Kingsley at home.
Yeah.
So
exactly. They travel then after they come to Grayling for that annual Patriot game. And
they got to stay healthy.
They do.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Coach said most of the kids going both ways.
All 3 ways.
Yeah. When you put special teams in there also, which are vital, of course.
Yeah, but you don't. That means your players don't get a break at all.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We do have a couple of minutes, JC, because we are going to have Coach Chad Miller on from Ogama Heights, and
we got a lot of scores to cover.
We do.
There, Rich.
That's right. We have some scores from around the north that took place, and Charlevoix, they continue to roll as they're
Jeez, yeah, they had no problem with Benzie.
Not at all. 42-0. Petoskey won a big one against Alpena. They shut out the Wildcats 24
that
to
reverses a 3-game losing streak for Petoskey.
Yes,
they're going to have to get on their horse to get in the playoffs.
They are. That's absolutely right.
Coach was mentioning that they played both East Jordan and Sacred Heart. Those two played yesterday together, and East Jordan pulled that one out 34-12.
Yes, the Vikings from Grayling and Boyne City met up.
Boy, they really played Boyne City tough. I listened to a lot of that ball game. Just Boyne City defense stopping them on crucial plays up and down the field. Vikings defense played super well accordingly.
Right.
But, when you don't convert your fourth downs, and in the fourth down, some of the fourth downs they didn't convert were after long drives.
That's so demoralizing.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
When you think you're going to... Yeah, and Grayling traditionally does play Boyne tough. Even if Boyne's having a super great year, Grayling always plays them tough.
Yeah.
So, Mansalona lost a tough one last night. The Ironman fell by a point, 15-14 to Elk Rapids.
Like you mentioned earlier, or maybe we didn't, but Gaylord's got something going on.
They do. They went down to Cadillac, and I thought that was going to be a tough ball game.
Cadillac really needed a statement win, garner some points for the playoffs. And
Coach Salisbury, man, guys,
they just put it on Cadillac. I don't know what happened. Maybe they committed a couple of turnovers or whatever.
37-9.
Yeah.
At
Cadillac.
Cadillac.
Yeah.
So.
And that is a bad place for Gaylord.
Yeah.
Gaylord has lost there a few times.
Right.
With some pretty good teams. You talked about the Midland Dow.
Oh, well, we'll see them next week at Thurlby Field. But they, the TC Central Trojans went down to Dow and got it handed to them, 31-8.
Yeah,
that's tough.
As we said, we've been keeping, obviously with our connection with Traverse City West, keeping a very close eye on the Saginaw Valley Conference. Every team is going to give you their best shot.
Yeah.
I thought that game would be closer than that.
Yeah, I did too, for sure.
But got pretty close game that you and we'll talk about that with Coach James Wagner at the end of the show, but you saw a good one.
I did, yeah, exactly. With West in overtime, a 27-21 win. We talked about St. Francis with their exciting win over Kingsley, 21-20. Central Lake in a little 8-man football, won big 61-6 over Bel Air. Frankfurt won again against Harbor Springs. Harbor Springs scored 2 points. They got a safety, so they got 2 points.
Got something on the board.
Yep, for sure.
St. Ignace, not too much.
No, yeah, Munising, the Mustangs.
Rich, what is Ishpeming's?
The hematites.
The hematite. What is a hematite?
It's a rock, I believe. I believe. Now, I'm not much of a geologist or anything, but I do believe.
I thought it was something else.
Right, okay.
That I don't want to say on the radio.
Right, but we do know what the Rudyard Bulldogs. We know what those
a bulldog is.
Yep.
Well, Inland Lake took care of Hillman rather handily. I'm not surprised that Inland Lake won at home. I'm surprised they won by 30.
Yeah, and that's setting up that matchup as Gaylord St. Mary's won 40-0 over Onaway. It's really setting up that Week 9 matchup for Inland Lakes and St. Mary's.
Sheboygan finally lost.
Yeah. The Escanaba has got a good team. They're getting a little mention.
But Sheboygan went into that game undefeated.
So, the Eskimos with the 42-13.
Came into Sheboygan and stole their milk money.
How about Chad Miller's Ogama Heights Falcons against a good Clare team? Beat them 41-7. Well, that's a shocker.
Look at Ogama Hills in the last 4 years is playing some rugged football.
They are.
And Clare coming off of their first loss.
Yeah.
You think they'd come in with both guns blazing and nope. No such luck.
Yeah, that one was a surprise. I'll be honest, I was a little surprised by that score.
And then we talked about Mount Pleasant 54-14.
Yeah.
There was probably a running clock there.
Bay City Central, yes. Yeah, for sure.
And Western righted the ship.
They did.
Carmen Ainsworth.
They've got some wins together this year. Yeah, they've done. And there's your Calumet Copper Kings. They lost to the Kingsford Flivvers in the all.
I'm not going to ask what a flivver is.
It's an automobile, actually. Seriously, I didn't learn it until we went up there to play them years ago. So.
That's one thing
I don't have that in the Rolodex.
You gotta love the UP. There's no Wildcats or Tigers.
No, nothing simple.
There's a rock and an old car and I thought a flivver was like an old ice skate.
Yeah, sure. I could see it. I would have believed it for sure.
McBain is. They are clearly the class of the Jack Pine Conference.
They are, absolutely. Yeah, as they won big again, 41-0 over the Roscommon Bucks.
Yep.
A little more love for the western part of the UP, Iron Mountain, with a 30-26 win against the Lance Purple Hornets.
Did Beale City play McBain yet?
Good question. I will look that up.
But Beale City beat Houghton Lake pretty badly as well, 48-0. That's pretty much it. Norway beat Pickford. That's about the last score in our category. Couple games today, but Onekama is playing St. Ignace All Saints.
Okay.
Today,
yeah.
And Brimley plays Superior Central. I don't even know. I didn't know. Brimley Bays. There's another
that's
UP.
UP. That's right. You go up to the casino and hang a left. Is what they do.
Hey, they're a good client of ours.
I know. That's what I mean. But that's how everyone knows Brimley.
I know where the school is.
Yeah. And beautiful up there along the shores of Lake Superior. Oh, my gosh.
You can see the Lake Superior from the football stadium.
Just gorgeous. Yeah, it is. So, all right, when we come back, we're going to call Chad Miller, the head coach of the Ogama Heights Falcons, coming off that huge win. Also going to get an announcement of our National Guard Student Athlete of the Week. You are listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig, GMC in Gaylord.
It's time for the Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it.
I'm Melissa Sullivan, outdoor enthusiast and your host. And with this recent rain across northern Michigan, you'll notice a drop in dust in many areas and maybe even a little mud. Fall colors also are breathtaking right now. Another beauty of riding in northern Michigan is you don't always have to start at the trailhead. We've rented a side-by-side in Otsego County and took county roads south, connecting to ORV routes in Kalkaska County. We filled our bellies in the Starvation Lake area and our takes in Frederick before having more fun on the routes riding the rolling, sandy hills home. It is crucial, though, to know the rules. In Kalkaska County, ORV use is permitted on all county roads with an ORV speed limit of 25 miles an hour. In neighboring Otsego and Crawford counties, the rules are a bit different, and there are township restrictions you should be aware of. The Kalkaska ORV route is about 72 miles on the north map, with another 33 miles on the south map. I'll share more about the area and where you can learn about ORV ordinances at upnorthsportsradio.com. Even if you've got to rent something, the trails are calling and the colors are waiting. Respect your fellow riders, ride right, and don't leave the trash. Leave a good impression.
This has been your Up North Sports Radio Northern Michigan Trail Report, brought to you by your Michigan Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit. OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it. When you cover a lot of ground, you need a machine that keeps up. Toro's Seamaster Series packs the power, fuel efficiency, and comfort you demand. Constructed for professional use, the Turbo Force Cutting Deck creates a faster, clear cut every time. Master any job with the power of Toro. The Toro Seamaster is available in a variety of deck sizes and special features. Head to your local Toro authorized dealer, Outdoor Equipment Co. in Houghton Lake, Lansing, and Detroit, or visit OutdoorEquipCO.com. Toro, count on it. Kick off the season with winning deals from Jim Wernig, GMC, and Gaylord. Right now, lease a 2025 GMC Sierra Double Cab for just $199 per month, or step it up to a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab for only $225 per month. These are 24-month, 10,000-mile per year leases and come with just $19.95 due at signing. Visit GMCCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernig, GMC, and Gaylord today, where we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
90s rock monsters. Bush, Saturday, December 20th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Showtime 8 p.m. Tickets start at $59 and are on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Christmas rocks at Soaring Eagle Casino. Don't miss Bush. Bush, December 20th, SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Football season is here, and there's no better way to kick it off than in a new Chevy from Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Score big with a new 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT with TurboMax for as low as $196 per month. Go long with legendary power and grab the 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT with a 5.3-liter V8 for only $346 a month. Two great trucks, one winning drive. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by in Gaylord at Jim Wernig Chevy. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. See dealer for details. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com. It's time to announce the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com. miarmyguard.com.
Hi, this is Staff Sergeant Jonathan Coates, Michigan Army National Guard recruiter for the West Branch area. I am proud to announce that the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week is Corey Kanitz of the Ogemaw Heights Falcons. Congratulations, Corey. I'll be dropping by Ogemaw Heights High in West Branch with some National Guard swag just for you. Visit miarmyguard.com to set your career in motion.
Congratulations to the Michigan Army National Guard Student Athlete of the Week here on Up North Sports Radio's High School Scoreboard Show. If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education, build your future, and support your country, apply to miarmyguard.com.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernig Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And joining us now is the head coach of the Ogemaw Heights Falcons, Chad Miller. And Chad, congratulations goes out to Corey Canitz there on being named Student Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Yeah. Coach, I tell you, you text me some of the information that Corey had in his game last Friday, and he had 315 all-purpose yards on 9 touches, which included 6 carries for 122 yards and 2 TDs, a reception of 81 yards for a touchdown, a 90-yard kick return for a touchdown, and all of that in a big 49-14 win over previously unbeaten Shepherd. What an incredible performance.
Yeah, we played well last week. We played well last night.
Yeah.
Corey did it all again yet last night. Didn't have the yards, but had a big pick 6 to put us up 2 touchdowns from 48 yards, and he does a lot of little things, and we're beginning to move him around a little bit because people know who he is and where he is.
Without
so we're
switching
moving
his
him around
jersey.
quite a bit. He plays about 5 positions on offense for us now, and of course plays a safety spot and returns kicks and punts.
Yeah.
Very valuable kid.
Yeah, Coach, you brought it up about that game last night. One of the more surprising scores, I think, around Northern Michigan here with that big 41-7 win against Clare.
Yeah, we played well. We played well for 3 weeks, and I don't know if we were surprised. We told the kids if we just do what we do, we're gonna make it hard for them, and that's kind of how it played out.
Yeah, you convert a few turnovers there, Coach. That's the way it looks like when you look at the score.
Yeah, one turnover.
Okay.
There was only one turnover, and we had none for the second straight week. So
that's good.
We're trying to take care of the ball, and we just went on. We didn't punt all night. And we were stopped on downs once. That was the one time we didn't score, but we went on a lot of long drives. We only threw it a couple times, and we rushed for 410, so we kind of controlled the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Coach, in that Jack Pine conference in that Division I with the likes of you guys and Shepherd and Gladwin and Clare, Midland Bullock Creek, you guys really, I mean, that's really a high-end conference.
Yeah, Bullock Creek next week. They're very big, very physical, and they throw the ball deep very well.
Wow.
They score a lot, and they scored 34 last night in the loss, and we came down to the wire for them against Shepherd. So we have a lot of respect for them coming in.
Yeah, Shepherd's having a great year, like you said. Really raising. It's a gauntlet every week. You got to play.
Yeah, and we spend a lot of time talking about that. It's difficult. We just got out of film a half hour ago.
Right.
It's difficult to go from a big victory and then refocus right away because you have another difficult opponent in 6 days. So that's tough for the NFL guys.
Yeah.
And it's certainly tough on 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, but we've done a pretty good job on explaining what our focus is. We give them till Monday off now, and we expect them to watch film over the weekend, and the majority of them do. So they know what our goals are and what our standards are, and they've done a real mature job of. That's what we talked about today, especially with this past week being homecoming.
Oh, good! You got out of that as
well.
well.
How mature they were in handling things.
100%.
No lateness. Yeah. Getting to school on time. Getting to bed enough rest. And I applauded them with our maturity this week, and I expect the same thing going into the next week.
Coach, sounds like the last few years you've really raised the profile there at Ogama Heights, and with toughness on the O and D line, and that seems to be continuing again this year.
Yeah, we start 6 juniors, 6 brand new kids on the O line, and another junior who's been out for a couple weeks, and he'll be back. So we have our 2 seniors, Garrett Guan at center and Ethan Hockett at right guard, a 3-year starter. But all the other guys are new. They're really 5 juniors that are playing in the offensive line, plus our H-back. And we tell them what we expect, and we work hard, and the kids have really responded on the line.
Obviously.
Yeah, Coach.
You don't run for 400 yards without the O-line doing some work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Coach. You've so you do have the couple of road games coming up. We mentioned about the Bullet Creek one next week, and then Standish, who is on a little downward run right now. But then you had that big crossover game with the first place was probably going to be the first place team in the Jack Pine of the Division II schools. Is that Harrison right now, or who is that?
I think it's Meridian right now.
It is, okay.
Yeah,
really,
they're still junior dominated, but they get to the ball really well. They're flying around and having fun.
Well,
so I watched a little film, and Standish will, even though they're 0-5, it's a big rivalry, and our kids all know each other, so they'll give us their best. I mean, we're not, but we're going to face Bullet Creek first. We do a really good job of taking it 1 week at a time.
Right. No, that's great, Coach.
Yeah, I know, and I know what you just said, Coach, but what would be your division, assuming you guys make the playoffs?
Oh, we'll go north. We'll be north with Kingsford and Negaunee.
Oh, okay.
And whoever else makes it, probably Gladwin.
Yeah.
We see Gladwin every year in the playoffs, but I would expect Kingsford and Negaunee to be, and so because we're the farthest north team that's in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Grayling's, I think Grayling might be, I don't know what.
Yeah, Grayling lost again last night. It would be a miracle for them to
they've
make
only
the playoffs.
won one game, I believe.
Yeah,
Coach.
and then Sheboygan's 2-3, so they have to get hot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's us and Gladwin, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Coach. And as you know, those UP teams always tough for sure. But
they are tough. They don't care who they play, where they play. They're tough guys.
Yes, they are. Yeah, well, they confiscate all soccer balls when you cross over the Mackinac Bridge. They don't allow them up there. It's only football. No. So, that's a joke, by the way. That's a joke.
Balls freeze, I think.
Yeah,
and they go to
football. But Coach, I'm real impressed, as you've mentioned a couple of times, with the maturity of your squad. To go through homecoming and all the kids being on time and doing everything they need to do and all of that. It just sounds like this is a real mature group.
Oh yeah, they test me in practice, no doubt about that. Especially since we have 5 that have been with me since sophomores. There's some pretty strong personalities, and they test the old coach, but when it's game time, they go.
Yeah, well, that's good. When the lights come on, that's when they play their best.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming on with us today. It's been long overdue, and congratulations wait till he gets to see this Michigan Army National Guard swag.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, Corey's a good kid. He's a 4-point student.
Wow. There you go.
He's homecoming king.
I'm sure.
Kids love him, and he's a hard worker.
He's probably a really good-looking kid, too.
Yeah.
I won't tell him that.
All right. Well, Coach Chad Miller, continued success there at Ogama Heights, and we'll get caught back up with you here in a few weeks.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, you bet. Chad Miller from Ogama Heights really does a great job there, JC.
Oh, last 5 years, nobody wants to play them.
Yeah. They, 25, 30 years ago, they won a state championship there. And I know my boss, when I worked for the state, he was the D coordinator of that team. So I heard about it a lot. Anyway, when they were, Grayling was beating them on a regular basis 10 years ago, and Grayling opened the season with them a couple years in a row, and things were not looking great. Yeah.
But, last 4 or 5 years, that has changed completely.
It has totally turned around, for sure. Now people are looking at Ogama Heights and like, man, I hope I don't meet those guys in that first round.
Well, as we mentioned to Coach, he didn't really talk about it too much, but we hear this from all the other coaches about how physical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you know you've garnered respect.
That's right.
When, out of the blue, the other coaches will mention the physicality of that Ogama
We really
team.
had trouble with their O-line, or they really stacked us up on the D-line. So, and that's how you win football games.
It is, exactly. And it's not just, they used to have big farm kids there that play, but now they're not necessarily huge along those lines, just tough as nails.
Yeah.
So, all right, when we come back on the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, we're going to listen to a recorded interview from head coach of Traverse City West, James Wagner, in a big overtime win. You're listening to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord.
Football season is here, and there's no better way to kick it off than in a new Chevy from Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Score big with a new 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT with TurboMax for as low as $196 per month. Go long with legendary power and grab the 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT with a 5.3-liter V8 for only $346 a month. Two great trucks, one winning drive. Visit ChevyCentral.com or stop by in Gaylord at Jim Wernick Chevy. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. See dealer for details.
Think you know football? Go head-to-head for prizes with the Traverse City Record Eagles' own pro, senior sports writer James Cook. Pick your winners for every Sunday NFL matchup at record-eagle.com. If you beat James, you'll be entered to win a weekly prize from our Record Eagle sponsors. Make your picks each week, plus get contest rules and details at record-eagle.com/NFL Pick'em. Can you show up one of Northern Michigan's most trusted sports voices? James Cook's NFL Sunday Pick'em at record-eagle.com.
Just like Northern Michigan High School athletes, Saab relies on trust, drive, and expertise. Those are the values it takes to have a winning season, and the same values that power Saab's mission, keeping people and society safe. Hi, I'm David Howley, Project Manager for Saab in Northern Michigan. Saab is dedicated to being a responsible neighbor, a reliable employer, a steward of the environment, and a proud supporter of Northern Michigan High School athletics. Saab in Northern Michigan.
Otsego County Sportsplex is your best place for recreation and fitness in Northern Michigan. With the beautiful swimming pool, incredible hockey rink, and many classes like karate, yoga, and spinning, Otsego County Sportsplex has activities for all. Reserve the pickleball court or just come by and walk the track. For classes and lessons, space is limited, so call 989-731-3546 today. That's 989-731-3546 or visit ocsportsplex.com.
90s rock monsters. Bush, Saturday, December 20th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Showtime 8 p.m. Tickets start at $59 and are on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Christmas rocks at Soaring Eagle Casino. Don't miss Bush. Bush, December 20th, SoaringEagleCasino.com.
If you're worried about the cost of continuing your education or where your talents lie, the Michigan Army National Guard has most of the answers. Your participation in a few yearly training exercises will make you stronger and part of a patriotic team. You will also receive up to $50,000 in scholarships towards your education, including training and placement in exciting tech and medical fields. Build your future and support your country. Apply to miarmyguard.com. That's miarmyguard.com.
Score Lions Thanksgiving Day tickets in Jay's Sporting Goods Touchdowns on Turkey Day giveaway. Jay's Sporting Goods in Gaylord and Clare are giving you the chance to score a pair of tickets for the Lions Thanksgiving Day game at Ford Field against the Packers November 27th, plus a $50 gas card. Stop by either Jay's Sporting Goods locations in Gaylord or Clare to scan the in-store QR code or go to q100michigan.com and register to win. You can register once per day and have until midnight on Sunday, October 26th, with the winner being announced live Monday, October 27th at 1 p.m. on our sister station, Q100 Michigan 100.3 WQON. There's no purchase necessary. For complete contest rules and details, click the Jay's Sporting Goods Touchdowns on Turkey Day graphic on the UpNorthSportsRadio.com homepage. From 101.1 WGRY Up North Sports Radio.
Kick off the season with winning deals from Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord. Right now, lease a 2025 GMC Sierra Double Cab for just $199 per month, or step it up to a 2025 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab for only $225 per month. These are 24-month, 10,000-mile per year leases and come with just $19.95 due at signing. Visit GMCCentral.com or stop by Jim Wernick GMC in Gaylord today, where we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Welcome back to the Northern Michigan Scoreboard Show, brought to you in part by Jim Wernick Chevrolet in Gaylord. Rich Calkins and Jerry Coyne in studio with you. And I wanted to mention our hot matchup of the week, brought to you by Saab, trust, drive, and expertise in Northern Michigan. And we're going to go, like I had mentioned, JC, earlier, our Saab matchup of the week coming up is Glen Lake visits undefeated Kalkaska.
Yeah, we had Coach Wilkinson on just a little bit ago, and definitely a step up in class for Kalkaska. Not that they've won some really good games against some good teams, but Glen Lake traditionally a big powerhouse. I don't know when the last time Kalkaska played Glen Lake.
Yeah, that's both teams are Division 8 for Glen Lake. They've got some honorable mention votes.
Yeah.
Kalkaska getting mentioned in Division 5.
I'm just talking about historically.
Right, historic, yeah. So, but yeah, pretty good matchup there for sure.
Yeah, right around the corner from us.
Yeah, it's great. So the hot matchup of the week brought to you by Saab, keeping people safe through strength in northern Michigan. And what we do now, JC, is have a recorded interview with head coach James Wagner from Traverse City West, coming off an exciting 27-21 overtime thriller. All right, welcome back to the Michigan Trailers post-game show, Coach's Corner. James Wagner joining us after an incredible win here at homecoming tonight, 27-21 in overtime. I tell you what, James, the kids never. What is it with playing Midland and coming down to the last play the last couple of years? This time we're on the right side of it.
Yeah, we are, and then we kind of talked about that, in terms of trying to get revenge back from last year, and it sat so hard with us last year. And our kids were motivated, our seniors were motivated to come back in here and win this. And we knew it was going to be a tight ball game. We're very evenly matched. Got a lot of respect for those coaches there and how they just approach the game and how they coach their kids. And and so I feel like that's how it'll be with these guys, year in and year out, just from the standpoint of, they know how to coach their kids up and they know it's good football, and so, and that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get out of, SVO conference, and it's going to be tight, and there's a lot of good teams in it. So, but what an awesome gritty performance by our guys, and you couldn't ask for a better high school football game and atmosphere.
I mean, Coach, just before halftime, it almost gets to zeros as the clock, and you guys score a touchdown on that final play to actually, with no time left, it was close. Yeah. But hey, it counted. We go into the locker room with a 7-0 lead.
Yeah, it was huge. We called a play to throw it, figuring we'd have the opportunity to, one, if we got a first down, the clock would stop and we could go up and spike it, or two, if it was incomplete, the clock would stop as well. But Braden didn't see anything, and he ended up tucking and running, and he's asking me to spike it. I'm like, no, it's fourth down. We can't.
Right.
And so, we ended up throwing just a ball up in the air to Aiden, and he came down with it. He's got such a big frame, and he's really good at just going up and getting those balls. So, it was an incredible way to end the first half and an incredible way to end the second half. It was very, similar.
Oh, I know what.
It was honestly the same play call on both of those. So,
and we both thought the teams were pretty evenly matched coming in, and it showed on the field. Both of the defensive performances by both teams, and then getting the offenses rolling in the second half. I mean, just wow. I mean, just like you said, Coach, high school football at its finest. It was even competition. Yeah. Good sportsmanship shown by both teams. It was really cool.
Yeah. I'm super proud of that. And obviously, a couple weeks ago, last time we were here, we had some personal foul issues and going on, and it leaves you just such a bitter taste in your mouth. Even if you do walk away with the win, you're not proud of when it happened. And tonight it was so much more cleaner. Not a lot of penalties by either side, and it was just good competition. And again, this is what it's all about. I'm so happy for these kids and the school as a whole to be able to embrace a win on homecoming. It's awesome.
It is, isn't it? I mean, walking the hallways next week, it's just going to be so much fun at West. Yeah. I mean, Coach, so many kids performed so well tonight. Yeah. Aiden Jacobs with those touchdown catches were just unbelievable. The one to seal the deal. I mean, you just have, Drew Esper made over 20 tackles again. It's just a kid always. A couple of block kicks, to prevent score.
Huge.
it just changes the whole game.
Oh, yeah. But, man, for the Fox Motors Motivated Player of the Game, we're going with sophomore quarterback Braden Tillman.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, a little bit of a coming-out party for him in terms of the abilities and things that he can do. And running the ball tonight, he did extremely well. And he, had that big, long 50-yard touchdown run, which was great. And it shows you just a little bit of. I think the most impressive thing to me about him tonight is just the poise, the ability to not panic in certain moments, and that touchdown down here to Drew, broken play a little bit, keeps his eyes downfield, gives Drew's kind of running to the back of the end zone, and has the poise just to loft it up to him, and it's just that's kind of just some of the moxie that he has to kind of slow the game down, and as he goes, he's going to get better and better.
Yeah, and Esper was being trailed by 2 defenders from Midland, and so for Braden to see that get it up and over perfectly into Drew's hands was just remarkable. Yep. So congratulations, Braden Tillman's going to get a lot of street cred with that cool Fox Motors hoodie, and the Jimmy John's player of the game is homecoming king, announced at halftime. Awesome. Owen Wolfert with the effort he put forth.
I tell you, he is so tough. He is he's gritting out some hip some hip issues that's really bothering him, and he's like, I want to be out there with my teammates playing.
That's right. It's his senior year,
and he's leaving all out there, and what a gut,
captain.
What a gutty performance, and just a leader, and a homecoming king. That's pretty awesome. Pretty great night for him. That's really cool. So,
and his parents are also the parents.
Yes, Jen, and can't remember off the top of my head his dad's name, but I know Jen Wolford is his mom. So she'll be super happy about it.
Yeah, that's cool. No, congratulations. Huge win, Coach.
Yeah.
And last we looked earlier, Dow was winning convincingly over Central.
Is that right?
Down, and that was earlier in the game, and we don't know the final outcome to that. But we'll host them next week right here.
Yeah, Dow's going to be tough. They have a quarterback that is junior that is pretty unbelievable. I mean, the kid he's a junior that slows the game down. He does not panic. He finds his threats and receivers, and he's an impressive young man playing the quarterback position, and it'll be tough. Every game in our league is tough. We're going to continue to try and get better, and we'll watch film tomorrow as usual, and try and get better and continue to evolve the best that we can. So one day at a time, and we're just going to celebrate tonight and get back after it tomorrow. So super happy. I mean, and my coaches, can't speak enough about them and just what they do for these kids, and the consistency in terms of them showing up every day and trying to put our guys in the best position possible to win, and it just feels good all around. So it's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations, James Wagner, head coach at Traverse City West. Incredible win. Thanks for joining us on the Coach's Corner here, brought to you by Michigan Trailers. As always, go Titans, baby.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right, a big win, obviously, for West right there, and again, a very tough Midland Dow team comes to Thurlby Field next week. Dow is 4-1, and so they've a great record, obviously, and their only loss was to Mount Pleasant, 63-39.
Well, like we said, when do we have Mount Pleasant?
Yeah, they're not. We go on the road to Mount Pleasant after the Dow game. So back-to-back really tough games.
Yeah. So, they played tough opponents so far this year, so they're going to be ready for Mount Pleasant. But no, Coach just said we're not looking ahead.
Yeah.
Who is it? They're playing Dow.
Dow at home, Thurlby, and then down to Mount Pleasant. But you can't afford to look ahead for sure.
Not at all.
Yep.
But we did look ahead. We gave the Saab Hot matchup of the week, Glen Lake and Kalkaska. There's a few of our teams that we're following have got critical. They're at a critical juncture in the season.
They are, absolutely. Yep. It could we're at the point make or break your potential playoff season.
No doubt about it. That's going to do it for us here on the Jim Wiernig Chevrolet and GMC Scoreboard Show. Thanks to them.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yes.
We couldn't do it without them, and check them out at Jim Wiernig GMC Chevy Central GMC or Chevy Central Chevrolet. That's where you can find them online. We're heading back over to Infinity Sports Network. A massive baseball game at 4:30 today as the Tigers take on the Red Sox. Tigers' magic number is 1 to make the playoffs. 1 win or a loss from the Astros. However, the Tigers could win both of these games and win the Central Division still because the Guardians lost last night as well.
They did, yes.
So, I mean, they shouldn't have given up that game.
That's what I
read. They
read.
were winning 3-0. Casey Mize pitched incredibly well. They eked out a couple of really weird runs and then took it in the bottom of the ninth. So back today at 4:30, and then Lions football on Q100 Michigan. That is a noon pregame and a 1 o'clock kick versus the Browns.
Yeah, exciting sports action here at Blarney Stone Broadcast.
All right, Rich, we'll see you next week.
All right.
What's your response to that?
Yeah, this number's gone way down. If you looked at like preseason game of the year look-aheads, it was like double digits between like 10 and 14. It opened at 6.5. Now it's all the way down to 4.5. I think I'd lean Notre Dame. I definitely like the over. I bet the over back at like 61 on open. So it's a little high now, but we've seen neither of these teams be able to stop anybody. And yeah, I just lean towards Notre Dame being able to rely on that running game with their two backs. We see Arkansas can't stop the run at all. So if Notre Dame just puts their quarterback in a good position on the road, runs the ball, slows the game down, I mean, that obviously hurts the over. But I do think Notre Dame, I trust the Notre Dame defense to get fixed more than I trust the Arkansas defense to get fixed. So I would lean the Irish there. That number's going way down, so you're kind of getting a discount just based on how bad the Notre Dame defense has looked for the first few weeks. But I think I would trust Marcus Freeman and that staff over Sam Pittman right now.
The game kicking off at 7:30. You got Alabama and Georgia there in Athens. The Bulldogs 2.5-point favorites right now at BetMGM. The total sitting at 53.5. You know, we earlier in the show were discussing Alabama, kind of this Jekyll and Hyde type of team, but now have they leveled out enough to where, in a good way, I mean, that by Alabama's standards to be in a spot to go win on the road right here. Oddly enough, Kirby Smart, of course, hasn't really played Alabama at home.
Yeah, it's crazy. I forget how long it's been, but it's like I heard that stat. I'm like, that can't be true. It doesn't sound like it makes any sense.
Yeah,
I do think Alabama's kind of, righted the ship a little bit. We've seen Ty Simpson settle in. He's looked much better over the last few weeks. I actually like the over in this spot. Then you kind of don't have to decide who's going to win at the end, because I kind of expect it to be like a little bit like we saw last year, where it got a little sideways. Kalen DeBoer is one of the best offensive minds in the sport. He's back with Ryan Grubb. I've mentioned Simpson's looked much better. You got the Alabama receivers in Williams and Jeremy Bernard. Georgia, their receiving group has been much improved with Zachariah Branch and Kobe Young, the transfers that came in. And, you don't really think of it when you think of these two teams, but neither of them has really run the ball really well. So I think both teams are going to pass. Both pass defenses has looked a little leaky. So I'm actually expecting some explosive plays, kind of like we saw last year. I think this one gets a little sideways. If I had to pick the side, I'd probably lean Georgia just because they're at home. But I definitely like the over here. I think this one gets a little crazy, and we're going to have some fun fireworks here.
Big Ten matchup today. Ohio State went out to the Pacific Northwest last season, and they stumbled. They ended up losing to Oregon. Now, it's not the same matchup, not the same team here with Washington, obviously, but top-ranked Buckeyes, 3-0, haven't been on the road yet this season in an environment like this. And, you're taking on a 3-0 team. It's an 8.5-point spread. Huskies have rattled off 22 straight home wins since the start of 2022. Do you think this game could be close?
I do. I actually really like Washington in this spot. I don't think they're going to necessarily win, but I definitely like them getting the 8.5. This, again, opened at 10.5, so the Huskies are taking money here, and I agree with that. I think Washington, they're good enough to keep it close with Damon Williams is a really good dual threat quarterback. Jonah Coleman's been one of the best running backs in the country. He's already got 9 touchdowns on the ground. He's their second leading receiver. He's super dangerous, and you mentioned it. This is a tough road spot for Julian Sayin. He's obviously looked really good, but this is a big test for him going up to the north. And Washington's one of those teams too that just like sneaky has one of the best home field advantages in the sport that no one really talks about. They're loud, they do the tailgating. So I definitely think this is going to be a really good environment, and I do like Washington to keep it close here. Not necessarily putting the Buckeyes on upset alert, but I definitely like taking the points here.
Mike, before we let you go, I want to talk about the ACC a little bit. We all saw what happened last night in the big upset there with Virginia taking down Florida State. And now you take a look at the ACC odds at BetMGM. Miami's the favorite at essentially even money right now, it looks like. Georgia Tech plus 350 to win the ACC. Louisville sitting at 11-1 along with Florida State. How do you see this ACC race playing out with Clemson and Florida State having the type of start to the season as they both have had?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like whatever I say, I'm going to look stupid because that's the way the ACC kind of works. Is whatever you think is going to happen doesn't. I mean, Louisville has a good test this week against Pitt. Reed's out for Pitt, and he's basically their entire offense, so that's a massive, massive loss. I like Louisville in this spot now with him not playing. And, yeah, I mean, Miami looks great, but at the end of the day, am I going to trust Mario not to do something stupid? Absolutely not. Miami's going to lose a game that they shouldn't because that's what Mario Cristobal does. So you got, I really do like Georgia Tech. It's just basically going to be, can Haynes King stay healthy for the rest of the season? Because if they lose him, he's almost like a superhuman where every time you see Haynes King start limping, I bet Georgia Tech because then he goes into like superhero mode. I think Miami will still be there. I think they'll probably only lose one. So it's just a matter of, is it Miami versus Georgia Tech, Miami versus Louisville? So I would probably lean towards one of those other two personally, just I don't trust Cristobal, but yeah, I think it's wide open. I mean, who knows what could happen in that conference. It's crazy what's been happening. It's like becoming what we expected the Big 12 to be is kind of what the ACC's been this year.
Give me your pick for Oregon, Penn State. Nittany Lions laying 3.5 at home today in the game of the day. And then also, if you got a best bet or something you really, really like we haven't touched on.
Look, in the interest of full disclosure, I'm a Penn State alum. I'm a Penn State grad. I want to puke. So I'm biased here. In my full bias take, I do think Penn State wins. I think I've just been convincing myself that we've been playing possum on offense on purpose. We're not trying to show anything. We're sleepwalking. Colton Nicky's kind of kept the gun in the chamber all season, which is why we haven't looked great on offense. But the defense has looked absolutely legit. I think we have top 5, top 3 defense in the country. Denied Dennis Sutton is a game wrecker on the outside. A.J. Harrison, Zakee Wheatley are two of the best at their positions in the secondary. And Oregon's looks great, but we mentioned Dante Moore. He's had his struggles when he was at UCLA. You look at his home road splits in his career. At home, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. On the road, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He was horrible when he was at UCLA in road games at Utah. So I'm going to need to see him prove it in this spot. Their best offensive weapon is a true freshman, again, playing in this environment. Their starting left tackle has been great. He's a transfer from Nevada. He's never seen anything like this. Can he hang up, block, and deny Dennis Sutton when he can't hear the snap count? So I trust the Nittany Lions to flip the switch here. Penn State's covered 9 straight whiteout games, so I think they get it done behind this crowd.
Going to be a fun one tonight there at Happy Valley. Mike, appreciate the time, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Anytime.
There you go, Mike Iannello of the Action Network. I know our audio producer, David, going to be happy to hear him talking about Penn State like that as well. Up next, though, let's go up to the NFL, game by game, Week 4 bets. Next.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us, too, in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan. During halftime or overtime, from spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Happy Saturday, Northern Michigan. I'm 910 News Chief Meteorologist Michael Stevens. We are going to continue to see fabulous weather here throughout your Saturday as well as out the rest of the weekend. Mostly sunny skies here for this afternoon to this evening. Your highs are going to top out in the upper 60s to upper 70s. Tonight we'll have mostly clear skies as your overnight lows going to range from the upper 40s to upper 50s. Sunday, going to be looking at mostly sunny skies once again as high pressure in control of our atmosphere. We'll be in the mid-60s to mid-70s. Monday, more sunshine, mostly sunny, upper 60s to upper 70s. By Tuesday, you guessed it, more sunshine, upper 60s to upper 70s. And then sounding like a broken record, Wednesday, mostly sunny skies. Highs will be in the mid-60s to mid-70s. For 910 News, I'm Chief Meteorologist Michael Stevens.
It's September and interest rates are coming down at Matt LaFontaine Automotive. How about 0% on new Chevy Silverados plus up to $2,000 in additional rebates, or lease a brand new Chevy Trax for just $259 per month. Your trade will never be worth more than it is today at Matt LaFontaine Chevrolet.